What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the show where we deconstruct manga with science. I think I need to shorten that name, and yeah, I'm open for suggestions. So if you have any, stick them out in the comments. Let me know, and yeah. Anyways, on today's menu is Assassination Classroom, and we're gonna top it off with some bananas. Don't believe me? Well, sit tight, grab some popcorn, and listen to me rambling about Korosensei because that's what we're going to unravel today. We're gonna unravel what he is made of. First of all, to all the people who haven't watched the series or read the manga, pause the video right now and go watch it or read it because it's my favorite series of all time. And yeah, also watch out for good old Mr. Spoilers because yeah, he's gonna get you. With all that out of the way, let's sink our teeth into this mystery. For a start, let us look at the information the manga provides us with. In short, Korosensei is used as a guinea pig to test a new kind of technology that will make him a super soldier. And this technology in question is making cells that produce antimatter, and I think that requires a scientific break. Antimatter is practically normal matter, but it has the opposite electric charge. Let's look, for example, at an electron. It's an extremely small particle with a negative charge, and let's say we duplicate that electron but change its charge, then that would be antimatter. There are some problems with antimatter though. When it collides with normal matter, both disappear, just like Harry's body under the invisibility cloak. However, there is a facility called CERN and that can contain these particles for a very short time and study them. End of the science break. Now it isn't just as easy as putting CERN into a human cell. No. The operation is way too big to even scale down to the size of a car, let alone a human cell. So we need another way to produce antimatter inside Korosensei's body. And I found one. Like I said, bananas. Because inside of banana there is something called potassium 40. It's a radioactive form of potassium. Don't worry, it's still safe to eat a banana. But the cool thing about this type of potassium is that when it decays, it falls apart in an extremely weird fashion. It produces antimatter. And that's exactly what we need. An extremely small antimatter factory. But there are still a few problems with this. Like I said earlier, when antimatter collides with normal matter, it disappears. So we can't contain it really long. But luckily, CERN solved this one for us. They have the technology to store antimatter. They've already succeeded in containing antimatter for over 16 minutes. And on the scale of antimatter particles, that's an extremely long time. So since we have this technique, containing them in cells isn't a problem anymore. So there can be antimatter inside the cells of Korosensei. But these antimatter cells that make up his body can't be the same cells making up his organs. So his body is actually a shell of antimatter with inside it a bunch of organs made out of matter. And you should probably realize as well that thing containing antimatter is still made out of normal matter. And then there's still one more thing that is bugging me, and that's how long could Korosensei live with these cells? The manga gives us some information about it. It states that if the cell can't duplicate itself anymore, it becomes unstable, which resulted in a crescent moon now looming above all of their heads. And I think that's true. So when all his cells can't duplicate anymore, they will lose their strength over time, and the barrier between normal matter outside and the antimatter inside Korosensei's body will disappear. And I guess you already know the result of that. So how long does it take for all his cells to stop duplicating? Well, a human cell stops dividing after it has done that thing 52 times. Unfortunately, the division of different cells takes different amount of time, ranges from 8 minutes to a whole year. A whole year to divide one itty bitty cell. So it's quite difficult to calculate his lifespan only on this information. So I guess that will stay unanswered for now, unless you got a solution and put it down in the comments. Now I just wanted to prove to you that this theory actually fits in quite well with Korosensei's body, and particularly his weaknesses. For example, Korosensei can't get wet. Without his protective mucus, which is probably a part of containing the antimatter, the water would touch the potassium, but the potassium dissolves in water, which would end up in dissolving Korosensei as well. And then there is Korosensei's death. Oh gosh, why do I always have to talk about the deaths? Anyways, Nagisa stabs him right in the heart. Oh god. But a rubber knife isn't going to cut through a heart, because a heart is pretty tough actually. But Nagisa did cut through the protective layers, keeping the antimatter contained. Like I said, antimatter plus normal matter equals nothing. Thanks for watching.